Fornication. For an occasion like this, it's customary for the best man to give a toast. I'm Ralph's younger brother, and best man by default. I don't like public speaking, and usually when I do lectures for work, it's for large groups of psychiatrists. So if you can all repeatedly check your phones and avoid all eye contact, that would make me feel a lot more comfortable. Ralph and I met in the 80s. We shared a room for 10 years, so we know each other pretty well. Our friendship really started to bloom after I officially got the top bunk and no longer had to deal with Ralph's bedwetting problem. We really didn't have a sibling rivalry in the typical sense. We may act similar now, but growing up we had some major differences. Ralph was into band, I was into sports. Ralph was hot-headed and cocky, I was self-controlled and handsome. I guess some things don't change. As a teenager, Ralph had a talent for making me look good, which I always appreciated. When I knocked the side view mirror off of the car, it wasn't as bad as Ralph backing up through a closed garage door. Ralph got caught sneaking out of the house, and I never got caught at all. Ralph showed up hungover to his college graduation, and I just showed up to mine with honors. But even though we were different in some ways, we always got along really well. I spent a lot of time with Ralph and his friends in high school, and they always welcomed me into their group, even though I was younger, and I still appreciate that.
Welcome is an interesting word.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Having Ralph as a brother made me a better person because I cared what he thought about me. And when I was in school and Ralph was working, he was always very generous since he knew I was living off of student loans. So I appreciate that too. Ralph's always been a great brother, son, teacher, cross-dresser, many things. Even though I like to give him a hard time, Ralph's extremely dependable. I know I can count on him for anything, and he would do anything for his family. That's why he'll be a great husband and eventually father. In exchange for all of these qualities, I wrote this a year ago, sorry. In exchange for all these qualities, Claire just has to agree to name her firstborn son Ralph IV. Sorry. Let's talk about Claire. First off, her dress is beautiful.
You wrote this a year ago.
You wrote this a year ago.
Very different than the pants she wears in the relationship. The Stevens were skeptical, and Ralph said he met a girl who liked watching TV and drinking beer as much as he did. So they wanted to meet. Ralph came to our 4th of July barbecue, and we were all very impressed. I finally have someone in the family to talk to about conspiracy theories. Claire was very warm, kind, funny. Her only flaws are taste in men. I was worried that Ralph's love of fantasy football would never be overcome by a person. And Claire has a better shot than anybody. So maybe someday she'll get to that level. In all seriousness, we're very excited to have Claire be a part of the Seaver family. When Ralph and Claire was still very new, Claire did agree to come meet our extended family in Canton, Ohio. And I still remember Ralph and Claire on our grandma's porch already talking about their future together, which was very early on, and I thought a good sign. And at that time, it made me think of this quote, so I'll leave you with this. Quote, "Love does not consist of gazing at each other, but in looking outward together in the same direction." So raise your glasses to Ralph and Claire.
Marty.
I believe